obviously, after second thought, these were all, bits of work between Rhea Ripley, definitely Seth Rollins. No, these clowns like tripled down on it because they want, they're such CM Punk haters that they want this to be just misery and hell on earth. And like I said, bedlam and locker room morale's down. They want all of it to be the case, and it's not. That's the
No.
truth. The truth is,
Yeah.
they're all businessmen and businesswomen in that company. It's not like AEW in that regard. I love AEW, love watching it. I have friends that work there. Shoot, my friends helped start the damn thing. With that said, it's a different ballgame with how WWE and how you come up in their system and how you view this business as just that, a business. And if somebody you don't like, can you imagine if WWE, if the guys in the locker room didn't like somebody, and then therefore that's it, they're gone, and then that
Right.
draw? Are you joking me? Nobody would be a draw at that case because people would be jealous. Ladies, nobody would get over.
Yeah.
It's a business at the end of the day, and this hatred for him is disgusting. Because here's the irony: he was their messiah, whether they want to say so or not. CM Punk was the indie star upon star upon star upon star, more than Daniel Bryan, more than all of them. Okay, he was the indie darling on steroids, the very really first one, to then make the jump to WWE and break that damn wall down. So instead of saying thanks and shaking the dude's hand, all right, they all let Jungle Jack jerk off be able to have a say in the ending of CM Punk's career. Are you flipping kidding me? I get there's a generational gap here, is the only thing I can assume, or maybe they don't know how Punk started and how he say what you want, revolutionized this business on getting smaller guys to be able to be seen and give a chance, getting a chance at WWE, not just a chance, but a main event slot chance, heavyweight champion status chance, and future Hall of Fame chances. Would not be done without Punk, because I was there when they used to put him down and not let him work. Not hire him. Always make excuses why they couldn't hire him. That's when I was there. So I saw all the ends of it, and I just watched the younger, not talents, but the younger fans in regards to that, like our younger talent today on AEW or WWE, the smaller guys, right? And the fact that they're shitting on Punk, I'm like, without him, your favorite star ain't wrestling, because he's your favorite wrestler's wrestler. They're just not saying it now because it's not in vogue to do so because of how he went out into AEW.
Yeah, and we were talking about this earlier, but I think a lot of that you could tell Punk did not see AEW as big as WWE. You know, like when he was talking about like Hangman Page hasn't done anything. It's like he was just world champion, in that company. So you kind of got the feeling that Punk no longer felt he was in big leagues after a while in AEW. And now you see it, like he said, "I'm home tonight," and you just get that feeling like he truly believes that. Like
he does, because you saw his eyes well up. I watched it. That's why I was a little bit late. My apologies. I wanted to make sure I watched it before we talked about it. Really quick, his eyes did well up. He's not some good actor, as we know. So it's the truth, right? He's great on the microphone, and he calls controversy and whatever, but he's not a good actor. So with that said, I just want to add one other thing to this, is that the next step I see in the hatred of CM Punk is he's a hypocrite. Really? We'll get that encyclopedia thick list ready of other hypocrites. Let me give you some. Bruno Sammartino, some say the greatest of all time. You ask my dad, that's who the greatest of all. That's the GOAT, in my dad's opinion. If you asked him, right? Let's see, who else? Hulk Hogan. Yeah, when he was at WCW, he was not coming back, right? It was unthinkable he can come back because of what he almost put Vince out of business with WCW. Ultimate Warrior, called Vince McMahon a pedophile. He called him all these bad things about Stephanie. He said horrible things about this company that you can't come back from. Personal, much harder than Phil's personal attacks. Bret Hart. Okay, obviously for the Montreal Screwjob, nobody saw that hell ever freezing over, him coming back and shaking hands with Shawn Michaels in the middle of a ring on Monday Night Raw. What? Nobody saw that coming. My point is, it's wrestling, and it's a business. So to try that, because you guys all had your little, panties in a wad, hoping that for sure WWE would not have any interest. Remember, that's how like they kind of just like shoot it away. Even Meltzer to a certain degree. They're not interested in him after this. That was like the whole vibe everybody was giving out. Everybody.
Well, that was the story that was out just a couple weeks ago. It was like WWE said thanks, but no thanks.
Remember he went. Remember he went there and they took pictures of him in the parking lot and they made it look like he was backstage begging for a job and he had to be thrown out of the building and all this other ish, right?
Yeah.
That's the taint I'm talking about, like the here and how I'm trying to discuss this negative CM Punk stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, look, you can hate on the guy all you want, but at the same time, like you're going to be watching him. You're going to be watching the relevant storylines in a 10 times bigger wrestling company. Eat it.
And yeah, I mean, that's 71 million views on social. You know, obviously those numbers can, you know, they're not, you know, you're scrolling and that counts as a view, but still it got a ton of interest, a ton of YouTube views. It's insane.
Call me old school, guys. I don't like the negativity. When I was a wrestling fan, we didn't have this. Even between WCW and WWF heat back in the day, when that was a real war. Okay, for those of you the tribalists that have to swear by AEW or swear by WWE, and then the other sucks. Obviously, is what you guys think. I'm telling you, it wasn't like that when the Monday Night Wars were happening. It wasn't. It was, we were watching both. We were clicking back and forth at 100 miles an hour pace during commercial breaks. All right. Or if we were smart and you go to your friend's house and say, hey, let me borrow your VCR tonight. And I had 2 VCRs stacked on top of each other. I tape both. You know what I'm saying? Though, like, so it wasn't like that back then. If you're a WCW fan, you're like, oh, you idiot. You weren't like that. You're like, oh yeah, dude, Goldberg is a bad mother. You know what?
Yeah.
If you were a WWF fan, you know?
Yeah, I had bought a TV with picture-in-picture for that very reason, just to go back and forth between Nitro and Raw.
I just don't like the negativity. I don't think it's good for wrestling. I don't.
No.